Theodore triplet.
Theodore triplet. How long have you been on the streets?
This time I left Nashville in January, looking for work, come back to my home state of Florida.
How has Tampa treated you, and where do you stay?
Right now I'm in a situation of sleeping on the porch. I was in the Salvation Army. I went to the recovery program, and I couldn't get some certain documents in time on the mail, and they cut my stay. And I had to go to St. Pete to just get shelter for a while. Now I'm back because I have all my mail, and hopefully I can get back in the shelter and continue looking for work.
Where do you receive your mail?
At the Metropolitan Ministries.
Do you have a cell phone? I know some of the people here are able to
I haven't had a real address to get that cell phone, so there's red tape in that deal too.
Okay, tell me about the bus situation, about getting a bus card.
That is a very hard situation. They do have a place called The Shop on Nebraska Avenue. You have to see a caseworker. If you're a veteran, you can easily attain one. Looking for a job, being homeless, since the homeless has done a lot of things, you know, like sell them and that, it's very hard to get a bus pass here. Unless you got proof that you got to go into a job and that, then you can obtain one.
How is it staying at the Salvation Army? I hear there's a lot of rigid rules and regulations.
Years ago, you could leave your clothes there and you wouldn't have to lug them around or go down to the recovery and leave them there till 4 o'clock to try to look for work or whatever you're doing to help yourself. It's a nasty place. They don't even have enough towels and sheets or pillows to give to you compared to the one in St. Pete. Everybody has a blanket and sheet over there. It's probably one of the worst run ones here.
So, if there were lockers set up downtown, that would help people keep things safe, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. It'd be like the Coalition of Homeless in Orlando. They have something situated that where you can get a locker and put your stuff in as long as you don't maintain too much stuff.
Actually, I was just reading that part of the Obama stimulus package is supposed to go to Orlando to help the homeless. There's a facility there. I guess, like you said,
the Coalition of the Homeless.
Yeah, they're actually doing good things there for people.
Yeah, it's a world of its own. You can't lay nothing down or it'll come up missing. You can get jumped on if you're known to have a few dollars on you. There's no real rules around the place.
What do you do during the day?
Some days if I'm looking for work, I get out and I do a lot of walking. A man gave me a pair of new tennis shoes today because mine were pretty well wore out. Just the last 3 weeks I bought a new pair and they bottomed out. If I'm over here doing this recovery thing, I do a lot of walking and getting signatures showing that I'm looking for work, or I have to go and do like get my birth certificate, which hopefully tomorrow it's here at Metropolitan, so I can go get my Florida State ID. And I do a lot of walking, and I do a lot, and I sometimes go to the library and do a lot of research and hunt down in other states' work.
So you're computer savvy, you know how to get on the internet?
Not really, I'm learning this. It took me 2 hours to do the workforce program. I do not do computers very well.
Are you a veteran by chance?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can go to the VA for health
Yes, you
purposes.
can. I just haven't had, I've always worked for a living. I'm a culinary artist, I do cement work, I professionally spray paint buildings, and I've always worked. I've never had to rely on a system. I've just now learned about food stamps and stuff like that. I always had a job.
Do you have a family? In here in Florida, or no? Okay. We'll change the subject. Gotcha. What kind of job are you looking for right now?
Anything. It wouldn't matter. Washing dishes would be a beautiful thing.
Have you ever been arrested for just walking around? Or?
I have been trespassed and took to jail for sleeping in the parks before, doorsteps, benches before in different cities where you don't, have nowhere to go.
Because I've heard of people just arrested for walking around with a backpack, especially during the Super Bowl.
Yes, because that's a tourist item. It's like Nashville in the spring and summer. They don't even like to, they have flyers around that says do not give to panhandlers. They will give you 10 days up there if you're flying a sign or panhandling. It used to be like that here. It looks like they've slacked off it. Anytime you got tourism, they figure you're a threat to their industry.